Good morning, Cancer, and welcome to my channel. This is the Oracle of Zoraya Utranaya, and today I'll be doing a reading for you for the week of May the 26th to June the 1st, 2024. I've already cut your decks and shuffled them all thrice, utilizing the numerology of the date May the 26th, 2024. So let's dive right in. Cancer, we are starting the reading off with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords can indicate being stressed out, having a lot on your mind, going through a lot of anxiety, a lot of maybe sleepless nights. It is a card that kind of illustrates a never-ending nightmare. Okay, so maybe you are having trouble sleeping at night and you are experiencing some nightmares. And when you wake up in the morning, you are dealing with other nightmares like stress, anxiety, and hardship. Okay. So it is like it's a never-ending perpetual cycle. And this has been weighing on your shoulders quite some time, and it's affecting your ability to navigate your day quite significantly. So you're being encouraged here to, if you check it out really closely, right in here on his bed, there is two people dueling. And one here is like the aggressor or the one that is more assertive. And there's one person here that is like the victim, and he's getting taken over by the aggressor. And then we have the comfort blanket here. Okay. And the swords are ideas, thoughts, thought processes, mentalities. Okay. Who are you in your day-to-day life, and how can you change the situation around with actions? In order to get out of depressive states, feelings of anxiety, and I've known this from experience in the past, you need to change your thought processes. So sometimes when a lot of things don't work out for you or in life, things are not going as planned or as you would like them to go. You might start becoming resentful of other people. You might become jealous. You might start laying blame to external forces and external stimuli for your problems. This causes you to have low vibration. And this is like if you're constantly in victim mode, it inhibits your ability to move forward because you are attracting more of the same negative vibrational frequencies. Nothing ever works out for me. Look at them. They always have money. They can go on vacations all the time. I have nothing. All I do is work hard and have nothing. I'm in pain all the time. Like, the rich are the causes of the problems, and this is why I have no money. They should give me money. Everything should be equal, blah, 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 right? How is that helping you get out of the situation? Are you going to be the victim of life, or are you going to take life by the horns and create your reality? Everyone goes through some hardships. And what determines your character, and some of you might not like this message, but What determines your character and what determines the outcome of your situation is the way you choose to respond to external stimuli in your environment. You can complain, but does that fix anything? No. How can you utilize what is happening in your life as momentum to fuel you and to motivate you into becoming your best version of yourself? You need to get out of bed and take off this comfort blanket and get out of your comfort zone and start taking life in your own hands. Like I was mentioning before, being depressed and feeling anxiety about situations, like worrying about things does not change situations. You worry, and it's just wasted energy. If you cannot control something, do not waste your time and energy worrying about it. If you can control something, if you can put things into action, and thus bringing in a sense of control to the situation because you can put things into action to remedy it, then that is more productive than worrying about something and being anxious about something. Focus on things that you can control and do not focus on things that you cannot control. When I was really depressed, like really severely depressed, like over 15 years ago or so, I was like that, like the resentful, jealous, angry type, couldn't get out of bed for days. And going through cognitive behavioral therapy really retrains the way you think. You have to provide evidence for what you believe, and sometimes you don't have evidence, and that it kind of really helps you reframe your thinking. You have no reason to actually think the way that you do. And it helps you kind of put things into perspective. Practicing mindfulness, being focused in the present moment, instead of ruminating about the past and thinking about the future too much. How can you retrain your mind and your thinking so that you can start taking action with respects to things that are perhaps not working in the way that you would like them to? No one is here to save you except for yourself. The faster you realize this, the faster you can start improving your life. All right. So maybe things are like crumbling around you right now. Maybe your whole worldview is crumbling. Maybe you are starting to see more and more truths coming out in the world. This is going to keep happening this year into next year, all the way into like 2030 and beyond. So the world is not what we think it is. And maybe this is stressing you out. Maybe you're losing some loved ones because of this. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you have a relationship thing that's not working out. It's going to be different for everybody because this is a general reading. But you're stressed out about something that's crumbling in your life. And that's okay. You can be stressed out about it, or you can be upset about it. But don't let things that don't work out for you impede on your ability to navigate your day-to-day life and to become your best version of yourself. This is maybe a catalyst for you to actually step into your true authentic self. When things don't work out and when things crumble, this is a perfect opportunity for you to seize to create the life that you want and to actually shed all of the conditioning of who you were told to be and how you were supposed to live your life. So I think this is about some sort of like way of living, a way of thinking, an ideology perhaps that is collapsing for you, maybe. So like I said before, with respects to these two here, are you going to be a perpetual victim or and take it up the butt? Sorry. Uh like let life rule over you, be the victim of your external stimuli? Are you going to have an external locus of control? Or are you going to have an internal locus of control? Are you going to be in control of how you respond to things and be in control of how you act and what you do with yourself? Are you going to become self-reliant? Are you going to take life by the horns? Do you see here how one person, so they're lightning, like this tower is clearly on fire and it's going to crumble. This is Mars energy, very aggressive. But out of the fire, a new phoenix is reborn. A phoenix can be reborn out of the ashes, right? And you see here, this is kind of matching to this energy here. Are you going to be the person that gets pushed out or that falls out of the tower when it's collapsing? Are you waiting too long for someone to save you? To someone to tell you to jump? The news or the government? Something like that? They're not going to save you. Or are you going to jump out to save your own life? Are you going to have an internal locus of control? Or are you going to have an external locus of control? Trying to think of, there's a psychologist, I forget his name, Viktor Frankl. I studied psychology, and so I did a project on him in university. And he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. I think this is very pertinent these days as well. I'm going to mention it, is that you can overcome any sort of conflict or struggle in your life if you have meaning and a purpose in your life. Maybe you don't have a meaning or purpose and you're waking up every day dreading to go to work because it sucks and it's toxic. Or your relationship is toxic. Maybe you need to be the cause of this tower in your life and to start looking at a different perspective of what gives you meaning and purpose. Viktor Frankl was a Jew, and he was in a concentration camp and witnessed many of his family members and his wife die. And he was in the middle of writing some sort of manuscript or book, and the Germans apparently burned it. And what gave him purpose to survive constant relocations to different concentration camps was that he started rewriting his manuscript because it was so important, or his book or whatever, his psychology, on little scraps of paper and fabric and whatnot throughout his time in the concentration camps. And this provided him with a purpose and a meaning that he had to rewrite it and to give it out to the world. And this is what helped him live and survive the horrors of the concentration camps. Many people that did not have a purpose or meaning, something to look forward to, perished, and they gave up hope. So I think this is becoming very deep, Cancer. And this is about you are going maybe through some dark night of the soul, or you are something like this collapsing of the world around you is really making you question what is important in your life and what your values are and why you're here. I think you're having some sort of existential crisis perhaps for some of you. So yeah, the answer is to start to clarify your mind, cut through all the bullshit. He's sitting above the clouds, he's sitting above the fog, just like the Queen of Swords as well. He's able to see clearly. Like, I think you're going to be slowly starting to see clearly with respect to the truth that are coming out in the world, and also truths about yourself. Cutting out who you're not and becoming who you are and who you've always been. And the King of Swords, he's very logical, he's very rational. You're going to start embodying the archetype of the King of Swords in order to align yourself with your higher purpose and find that meaning in your life. And it's going to help you once you start. It's not going to come in overnight, but you need to start the process here of figuring out what it is your purpose is and what the meaning of your life is going to be. Because we have, like, this is in your mind, right? Like, you're having some sort of internal conflict that is really affecting your ability to navigate your day-to-day life. And are you going to allow, you need to alchemize this process as a way to rebirth yourself, and you're not collapsing, you're not dying, this is your spiritual awakening. Wow. All right. 9 of Swords, we have, the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles indicates analyzing where you're putting your energy, and if you're being reciprocated back with energy or the product, whatever it is that you're trying to grow or whatever it is that you are putting your energy in, like a job. Okay. Are you working really hard and it's toxic there, and you're being the victim of nepotism because your hard work is not being noticed and appreciated, but other people are getting promotions, and it's a very toxic environment, and you hate getting up in the morning and going to work because it just drains your life force and doesn't give your life meaning, and you feel like you're wasting your life away making money for someone else? Is it a relationship that is only one-sided that you're not getting out? Like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Are you getting out of it what you're putting into it or better? If not, you might need to reevaluate where you are and move on to something else. Like I said, that is more in alignment with your values, your life's purpose, and your meaning. This is the process. This is something you're going to have to start, and it's going to help you a lot. With the Tower, we have the 3 of Wands. And what I'm getting here with this card is, there's multiple different interpretations of this card, but in this reading, what I'm getting here is you don't want to wait too long for an opportunity to come or for someone else to come. You don't want to wait too long for your ships to come in, for your savior, or for someone to tell you to jump out. You need to take ownership of yourself. You need to get on those ships and go. Okay? One of the interpretations is that your ships are coming in after waiting for so long, but he's missed opportunity here. If you look closer, the ships are actually going out in the water in the bay. Okay. And he's like, wait for me. Don't wait for someone else to tell you how to save your own life. What gives your life purpose and who to be. You get to decide that. Be this person, not this person. And when we see polka dots in the tarot, we are encouraged to have more fun. So start looking into things that give your life joy, pursuing some hobbies perhaps. It might be very hard in the beginning. I know how it is when you might be depressed or anxious. But the little steps, even going for walks in the sunlight, starting to get nice out, looking at all the nature, going to a lake or a stream or going to the forest. I know when I was so upset one time when I was really depressed, I walked into the forest and my whole mood changed. It's like the trees absorbed my emotions. So maybe that's something that you can do. And with the King of Swords, we have the Lovers card. I'm not going to get too deep into the Lovers because I have a very long interpretation of this. But with the King of Swords, he's cutting through the bullshit. He's thinking logically and rationally. And with the lovers, they represent Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and they've eaten from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They have sought out independence from the God of the Old Testament. They are not ignorant anymore. The apple from the tree of knowledge of good and evil has opened them up to the knowledge and the knowledge of the universe and the secrets of the universe. So you are developing. This is a spiritual elevation and awakening for you, and you're being encouraged to seek out. See how he has the sword here too, the angel. Seek out your own information and step into your true, authentic independence, autonomy, and break free from top-down authoritarian dogma that is telling you how to think. Okay. All right, let's end this really deep reading with a sacred geometry card. And we have Love and Power. Kind of reminds me of the Lovers card, actually. 64, sorry. So I got it reversed, okay? So I'm just going to read this quickly. This is the last card in the Oracle deck and represents the culmination of the new and ancient wisdom of sacred geometry. It reminds us that the geometry of shape and form is part and parcel of our very existence. Sacred geometry has influenced cultures around the world throughout time, and its wisdom is being remembered in these times to aid us in our efforts toward conscious evolution. There is much to learn. The path to a balance of love and power is not easy or sure, but by your intuition, you will begin today to heal yourself, and by all those you touch by your willingness to be part of this journey, blessings are on your path. So, yeah, this was in the reverse, so that's why I just read you the last part there. So I'm going to read, I know this is a long reading, but here. The complex geometry of this card acts as a catalyst and a prayer that we as human beings, men and women, acting in accordance with divine wisdom and with intention towards our highest good, can learn to live and love in balance. This is the mighty prayer, for we have long used power as a means of control and domination. We will learn this new and tremendously creative and dynamic method of communication and interaction only if we believe that humanity is worth saving. We must individually and collectively be willing to take part in this shift. We must be willing to accept responsibility for our actions and our thoughts and use our power wisely as power to, not power over. So taking responsibility for your own life. In doing so, we will usher in an age of peace and enlightenment when humans no longer act from greed and anger, but find the most powerful acts to be acts of love that come directly from their hearts. All right. Very deep reading, Cancer, and I wish you luck in this journey of yours. And I hope that you are able to start seeing the beauty and get out of your darkness, if that is what is going on for you. If this reading resonated for you, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. That is something that you'd like to do. You can also hit that bell notification to let you know when I release new videos. And if you'd like a more holistic approach as to what is going on with your week, not only check out your sun sign, but also your moon, your rising, and your Venus. I'm truly grateful for the energy that you've brought me to my channel today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye.